Hey guys, this is Leanne with Rowan's Relics, and today I'm going to be going over the basics of graphic design. So, in order to understand the basics of graphic design, we need to understand what it is. Graphic design is the art or profession of visual communication that combines images, words, and ideas to convey information to an audience, according to Webster's Dictionary. But most graphic design isn't nearly as black and white, and that definition is very generalized. Graphic design is such a multifaceted career path that fitting it to just that definition is kind of hard to do. Most graphic designers use a combination of principles and elements to convey their message, and that's what we'll be going over next. So you're probably asking yourself, what are the principles and elements of design? Well, I'll be going over each of them in their own videos later on to give you more in-depth knowledge of them. So right now I'm just going to go over what they're called, and then what a principle and an element are. So starting out, the principles of design consist of balance, alignment, proximity, repetition, and contrast. They are suggestions on how best to arrange the components in the layout and make the entire piece look cohesive or unified. Moving on to the elements of design, they aren't necessarily a graphic design element, they are actually more of an art in general element, and they cover a broad spectrum whether you are an illustrator, a painter, or a graphic designer. You will learn these elements in school or on your own. The elements of art are basic units of any visual design that form structure and help bring the piece's message into focus, and consist of line, shape, color, texture, size, space, and according to the internet, typography, which I don't consider as an element of art, but as an actual form of art on its own, so we will be going over that separate from the elements. Now that you know the elements and principles, it's time to talk about the types of design that you can work on. Graphic design is an amazingly multifaceted profession to get into, and as such covers a multitude of industries. Corporate design is one of the more common associated design types when you think of graphic design, and consists of any visual elements that make up a brand's identity, like brand logo or business cards. This type of design is used in brand marketing to portray the ideology of the company. Marketing design is by far the most well-known type of design and consists of social media graphics, magazine ads, billboards, brochures, email marketing templates, and anything that could be used to market for a company or product. Moving into our next type of design, publication design refers to print. Publication designers work closely with editors and publishers to finalize layouts for magazine pages, books, and book covers. With the growth of the digital age, the idea that this type of design is still very much in demand shows just how adaptive the field of graphic design can be. One of the most overlooked types of graphic design is environmental design, which uses visual elements in the environment to connect people to the places around them. Common uses for environmental design includes architecture, road signs, event spaces like concerts, and wall murals. Another type of design that we are surrounded by is packaging design. Anything from the box from your Etsy order to the cereal boxes at the store is an example of packaging design. The biggest thing to worry about with packaging design is keeping up with product trends while also keeping track of the company's ideology. Two other types of design are web and motion design. However, they are their own studies that use graphic design as a portion of the creation process and require a lot more knowledge than just a graphic design career path or study focus to make them possible. So now that we understand what a graphic designer uses to make their products and we understand what types of products are made, it just makes sense that we would talk about what a graphic designer is. Now, if you remember from the beginning of the video, graphic design is the career or profession of visual communication. So it's easy to understand that a graphic designer is a visual communicator. And that is completely correct. We are visual communicators, but there are different types of graphic designers, just like there are different types of graphic design. So from all of the research I've done and what I've learned so far, there are actually only 3 types of graphic designers, but one type actually has 2 subtypes within it. Starting at the top, you have agency designers, and they are, you guessed it, designers that work for an agency, and are usually considered experts in their field of design. And they are usually hired to fill a specific need for the company They focus directly on this type of career field that they specialize in, and they usually don't step out of that specialized field. They are hired for that job. Whereas in-house designers have to focus on a multitude of different design types to fill every need that their company could have. And then you have freelance designers who not only have to worry about fitting their type of career field, they also have to worry about managing their own business. Freelance designers have to sell themselves as well as their brand, their ideology, and their career field type. And this is the type that usually has the two subtypes attached to it. And those two subtypes consist of UX and UI designers. UX design stands for user experience and focuses on the structure and logic of design elements that end users interact with, while UI designers, user interface, requires a good understanding of users' needs before the user knows that it needs something. It's more of predictive product design versus knowledge already problem presented product design. So that's pretty much the basics of graphic design, more giving you the terminology and the basic understanding of what graphic design is, the general idea of how graphic design is made, very general, and then the types of graphic design as we interact with them in society. Please understand that what I covered in this video is the more formal education of graphic design. It is by no means setting up the parameters of what graphic design is, and I just thought I would make this video to answer a lot of questions that I get about the profession and hopefully give you a better idea of what you may want to do in the graphic design field and a good idea of where you should start looking. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to send me a message or leave a comment down below. I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope you have a good day.